Flav City fam, what is up? It is Bobby coming at you in the meat section of Sam's Club because I want to tell you how to navigate Sam's when it comes to meat, seafood, all that good stuff. There's a lot of good pickers here, especially when it comes to beef. And it's not just in this section here. They have a couple really solid options in the frozen section too. So let's make this video. How to buy meat and seafood at Sam's Club. They have really good prices and they have really good options too. Let's get to it. Let's start with the most exciting meat, in my opinion, at Sam's Club. And it's something that Costco doesn't have. It's right here. It's organic, 100% grass-fed beef for the shockingly low price of right there, $4.88. Now, Costco has frozen beef patties. They don't have fresh like they have here. And even though it doesn't say it on here or on the back, this is 100% grass-fed beef. I checked online. The beauty of it too is it's 85.15, which is the same blend that Aldi uses, but that price of $4.88 is cheaper than anywhere else that sells fresh meat. They do have fresh meat at BJ's too, but Costco doesn't have it. You guys know I prefer this over the regular ground beef because nutritionally speaking, grass-fed beef has more nutrients. It has more omega-3s, more vitamin D, more vitamin B, and it's 100% grass-fed. This is the way to go. I'd much rather you get that over the regular ground beef. And look, even the regular ground beef here that's packaged is leaner. Leaner meat dries out just too darn easy. This is what you want to get. For me, this is fantastic. Now you'll see, we'll go over to the frozen section. They'll have some frozen patties over there. They're too expensive and they're too lean. I'll tell you why you want to stick with that right here. Now, a lot of people ask me about this. This is American Wagyu ground beef. The nice thing about Wagyu beef is that it's fattier. It's a certain type of genetics of the cow that's nice and buttery and fatty. And even though the price is like shockingly cheap, $4.98 for that versus $4.88 for the grass-fed beef, it's not grass-fed or organic Wagyu. So unfortunately, the cattle are eating the GMO grain. And that's my biggest issue with conventional meat like this. I don't want you eating any meat that comes from GMO cattle. So I'd say no to that, even though they have the burger patties already positioned out. For my money, go with the 100% grass-fed beef. That is fantastic. But if you are gonna buy this meat, I'm okay with that because it's your choice, but look for this. I am spotting this everywhere. These are the sales because the sell-by date is coming up. See this right here? This is June 9. The reason why it says June 9 is because I'm currently in Bulgaria with Desi and Rose, so I filmed this video ahead of time. It's currently June 7th. And the sell-by date is not the expiration date. I have a whole video about this. Google search Flav City expired foods. That June 9 date, you still have 2 days after that to either use it or freeze it. So they have to mark it down. So don't be afraid when you see that. That's mega savings. So if you want to buy your meat here, that's totally fine. But look for this because the savings are legit and that meat is totally fine to cook or freeze 2 days after the use-by date. Let's turn our focus to salmon. They have two kinds of farm-raised salmon here and wild. They have the skin-on salmon. That's an amazing price for farm-raised salmon. And if you want the skinless, it's a little more. But for farm salmon, you really want to look where it comes from here. And the origin of this is from Norway. And the origin of this one here is from Chile. So two different sources. The thing about salmon is the quality can really vary for farm-raised salmon. Even though some Norwegian salmon is good, not all of it is good. You got to be really careful where it comes from. And Chile actually has had a bad reputation for doing farm-raised salmon. So I probably wouldn't get this because bad farm-raised salmon is really bad. It's grown in overcrowded aquacultures. They feed the salmon byproduct and possibly GMO ingredients. Where's the wild salmon, Brad?
Sources have told me that they're out.
They're out right now? Oh!
The price is like $9.98 or $9.88. Right
okay, so they're out of wild salmon. This looks like steelhead trout. Normally they have it right around here for $9.98. Brad just confirmed. Same price as the wild salmon for Costco. I'd much rather you get the wild salmon at Sam's just because I don't know the quality of the farm raised and it's not worth getting dicey farm raised. So get wild caught salmon when they have it. The other stuff I wouldn't get either. This steelhead here is steelhead trout is farm raised. Never eat tilapia, in my opinion. It's really a low quality farm raised fish, very high in omega-6s. And I just don't eat much ahi tuna. It's a high mercury fish and stuff like that. But there is other frozen options. And I guarantee they have wild caught frozen options over there. Before we go to lamb, look at this. I get Live sushi viewing here. Woo, that's pretty cool, right? Lamb. Blows my mind that 40% of Americans have never tried lamb. Lamb is so delicious, so nutrient dense. I would start with this one. The rack of lamb has such a mild flavor, whereas the leg of lamb can be a bit gamier. $10.38 is about the same price as Costco, but keep in mind, this is pretty much half price of most grocery stores. I see it for $20 to $25 a pound, and I believe it's product of Australia there. It's also halal. I was in Australia about 3 years ago with the Meat and Livestock Association of Aussie, and I went to the farms where the lamb comes from and the beef comes from. Amazing, rolling green hills. It's 100% grass-fed. They don't even do grain-fed there because it's cheaper to have the grass. So you're getting grass-fed lamb, and it's also more tasty than the lamb in Australia because it's shrink-wrapped and sent here from Australia. So essentially, it's wet marinating for a few weeks. What happens when you wet marinate? It breaks down the proteins a little bit, makes it juicier and more tender. Try this, you guys. I like to cut them into individual chops and grill them or flash sear them. Amazing stuff. Leg of lamb's good for stews, but a little too gamey for me. Or these right here on sale once again. That's the savings. This is the sirloin chops here. Or what's it called? This is the lamb loin chops here. You have the sirloin steak on one side and the filet mignon on the other side. I would go with these. That price is right. However, that 40% of Americans who haven't tried lamb, get in here and try that and get a free sushi viewing party at the same time. Man, this is a bummer. I love buying the organic ground turkey meat at Costco because we make a lot of turkey burgers and turkey kefta. But here at Sam's, ground chicken is regular and ground turkey is also conventional meat turkey. So I wouldn't buy it. You have to keep in mind that when you're getting conventional turkey and chicken or even beef, it's really the factory farm chicken and beef that you don't want in your body. Turkey farming can be a very dirty business, and the non-organic one has a GMO feed. Also, these kind of turkeys never go outside. They're in warehouses, just like the chickens, with 30 to 40,000 of them in windowless rooms and windowless warehouses. You don't want that. So unfortunately, I wouldn't get the ground turkey. And I don't even know if I see organic chicken here, which is crazy because Costco has organic chicken too. Conventional chicken breasts. Look how big the chicken breasts are. These are ones that are bred to be very big. This is the definition, in my opinion, of factory farm chicken, which is really bad news. Super big chicken breast here. Oh my gosh, they don't have organic chicken at all. So unfortunately, I wouldn't get any of the fresh chicken or turkey because it's your typical factory farm. Maybe in the frozen section. Let's head over there, we'll check it out. We have entered the frozen section. We're gonna try to find the best quality frozen shrimp right here. There's probably a lot of farm-raised shrimp, but boom, goes the dynamite. There it is, wild-caught shrimp. The reason why you wanna stay away from any farm-raised shrimp, in my opinion, is because they're always low quality. These are jumbo raw shrimp. I guarantee they're from Southeast Asia. We look at the country of origin, Vietnam. Southeast Asia, unfortunately, is known for having very poor quality farm-raised salmon, overcrowded pens, horrible living conditions. Watch Seaspiracy on Netflix. There's also slave labor in the Southeast Asian shrimping business. You don't want this. We live in North America. We have so many wild-caught shrimp around here. If we don't get it from the Gulf of Mexico, this is another great option. This is Argentinian red shrimp. They're wild-caught, they're raw, they're just red. And that's a fantastic price. $9 a pound is great. There's zero reason to eat anything other than wild-caught shrimp. So grab those, that's your best option here. We come down here and look a little further. Boom, look at this. So they didn't have the wild-caught salmon that was fresh, but they do have the frozen one here. This is 2 pounds. Wow, it's actually more expensive than the thawed one. Let's just make sure that it is product of the USA, because sometimes it can be from China, which you don't want. There we go. Pac Northwest, product of the USA. Now keep in mind, even though this is frozen, when they have the fresh one over in the other area, it's not fresh. It has been frozen and thawed one time. So either one of those is okay, but the other one over there is cheaper at $9.99 a pound, so I'd rather get that. And you don't want to get the frozen Atlantic salmon because, once again, this is, in my opinion, going to be the lower quality farm-raised salmon from Chile. You're much better off with the wild-caught right here. And then frozen tilapia you don't want, but you do have wild-caught cod, that's fine. And then wild caught mahi-mahi, that's fine too. And I'm sorry to say that Brad and I have scoured all of the frozen poultry here, and none of it's organic. It's all frozen, GMO, factory farm chicken. So unfortunately, in that respect, it's not nearly as good as Costco. I wouldn't get any chicken or turkey here because all of it is factory farmed. So in that case, Costco has Sam's Club beef. Oh, the Sam's Club rotisserie chicken. I'm not sure it has the cult following like Costco. The price is super, super enticing for $4.98 for 3 pounds. But just like I said for the Costco ones, this is gonna be a factory farmed chicken, highly GMO. But really look at the ingredients on rotisserie chickens here. So the seasoning here, sodium phosphates are a pretty nasty preservative found usually in cheap lunch meats. Natural flavorings here. Yeast extract is a flavor enhancer. It's like a slightly better version of MSG. And there's more natural flavors down here. So I know it's cheap as can be, but this kind of chicken is as cheap as can be. Not the kind of stuff you want, even though the price is right, I would not get it. All right, family, that is it for the meat and seafood review of Sam's Club. In some respects, a little better than Costco. In other respects, not quite as good. You get that yin and your yang. But once again, I would go for that grass-fed beef behind us right now. The lamb, the wild-caught salmon when it's in stock, and the wild-caught shrimp. There are some great options. The prices are legit, and that's how I would shop here at Sam's Club. So that is it. Any other video recommendations, you let Brad and I know in the comments, but we will see you soon. Until then, hashtag keep on cooking, mad love and peace. And hopefully by now the Vegas Golden Knights are in the Stanley Cup.